Hi guys, so I had intended on doing this video as more of like a vlog style, but it's just not worked out that way. I filmed this entire video, so I said I may as well do an intro because I just feel like it feels like it needs to be a little bit more of an announcement than just like thrown into the middle of a vlog. By doing this video also it means that anybody who has no interest in pregnancy whatsoever, doesn't give a crap, can just not view this, and then anybody who's interested in watching the vlogs can watch the vlogs. So yeah, let's get into the video. Oh my god, I've had to start this video so many times because there's been like drills going on outside. The lighting was just horrendous. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious. I just wanted to, I suppose, announce to my little YouTube fam that yes, I am having a baby. Patty and I are so excited to be welcoming another member of our family, and we're just really excited about the whole thing. I can't say it's been the most exciting, easy pregnancy for so many different reasons, which I'll get into in a minute. Before I do kind of discuss, anybody watching this, if you're triggered by pregnancy loss or just pregnancy in general, just perhaps maybe not watch this video. You protect your peace, mind yourself. That's the most important thing. Yeah, so we're expecting our second baby in the summer, and I'm just really excited because I feel like I've been pregnant forever. The baby's actually kicking right now. I've been pregnant, I'm so out of breath. I've been pregnant on and off since I was pregnant in March, lost that baby in June, and then got pregnant again with this baby not that long after. It's been a whirlwind of emotions, which I wasn't expecting really. I obviously knew that I was going to be a bit nervous getting pregnant again after a loss, that it would repeat, like I would lose the next baby, or that this would be a continuous battle. And I kind of had prepared myself mentally for that. But then when, the weeks were going by and I was getting to like 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, and I was able to like announce my pregnancy to family members. Like, it's actually taken me so long to even announce this to friends. Like, my friends only found out about my pregnancy after my anomaly scan. I have been waiting so long, so it's not like I'm delayed letting even you guys know. Like, my closest friends didn't even know because I've been just so afraid. And I understand, like, it's a good thing to let people know, because if you do deal with a loss, that they can support you, and it's great to have a support network. However, I just didn't want to have that conversation with people, hence why it took me so long. I mean, we didn't tell our siblings until after our first scan, which I tell my sister everything. Like, this is so strange. Like, my sister I know is in Australia, but I tell her everything as soon as I find out things or things are going on. Like, she's my best friend and I tell her everything. It was hard not to tell her. The only people I did tell were my mum and dad, and then Patty's parents as well. So it was just those 4 people, because I just felt like I had to tell somebody. And Patty felt like the same way, that just, it's good to have people to communicate with and talk to. And like I said, the fear being pregnant with this baby after the pregnancy, like after the miscarriage, it was sad, because I wasn't like, oh my god, a positive pregnancy test, oh my god, I'm pregnant, oh my god, I'm so happy. I actually, sorry, there's like a hair in my eye. I actually felt when I got the positive pregnancy test, like, oh my god, what if the same thing happens again? And how will I cope with it the next time? That's how I felt. That was my initial reaction. I found out like really early on. I can do a separate video on like tracking and ovulation tests and early pregnancy tests and stuff like that, because I was testing and was checking very, very thoroughly the month that I got pregnant. And it was very strange because I'd never done this before, never heard anything about it before. Found a YouTube video on about tracking and ovulation. Even though I know this stuff, I have a degree in science, I suppose every woman's body is different. So I was just trying to kind of gauge my own body, and especially after it been a bit off after the miscarriage. But I can do a separate video on it because I found the tracking to be helpful. When I did find out, I was like 8 days past ovulation, which is super early. It was like the faintest line. It was like one of those like squinting moments. I waited a few days because I was like, right, I'm after getting like in my head a positive, but I want to wait and do like a proper pregnancy test to tell Patty, like, to make sure it is confirmed and that I'm not like just seeing things or have line eyes. So I found out on a Sunday, and then we did a test together on a Friday, so it was literally like 5 days later. The Friday morning I said to Patty, look, I think I might be pregnant, but I don't want you to get your hopes up, because you know, I could still get my period in a couple of days. It's still super early. And he was like, look, we'll just do a test. If you are, you are. If you're not, you're not. Like, what's the problem? We did the test together and it was positive. He was so excited. But at the same time, he was also kind of, I don't want to get upset. But he was like also worried that the same thing might happen again. But in the back of his head he was like, no, this is it, like I can sense it. Like, so it was really like a lovely moment between the two of us. Noah was gone to school and we just kind of spent the morning together and talking about it. So it was really nice, but it's just been hard, like dealing with, I don't know why I'm getting upset. I think it was just hard dealing with losing a baby. All these thoughts kind of run through your head. You're like, you know, that the other baby is never ever going to be, obviously, but like what would they have been? And now there's another. It's a weird kind of frame of mind, because you're happy but you're sad at the same time. It was a whole whirlwind. So for the first kind of couple of weeks I was fine. Like, I didn't really have any symptoms other than like I missed my period, whatever, and I was a little bit bloated. Actually, that's a lie. I was a lot bloated. I was like putting my jeans on, I was like, oh my god. And then I got morning sickness in November. No throwing up, thankfully, but I was so sick at the end of November. The whole month of December I was just, it was like literally the last week of November, I remember, because I was like, I think, you know, we're out of the window of like morning sickness. I was still very early on in my pregnancy, obviously, but then end of November hit December, migraines, feeling sick, couldn't go near the fridge, couldn't open the fridge. If it was open and I was in the next room, I could smell it. I couldn't go near a chopping board. I couldn't smell ham. Everything. I had an adverse reaction to everything. Shower gels even. Like, I mean, everything was making me feel ill. And I was just lying in bed. I had to actually get time off work because I was so unwell. Thankfully, my work is fantastic. I work for the government. They're pretty on the ball, especially with like pregnancy and stuff like that. And I just wasn't going to be able to do my job. I wasn't fit to do my job. I know there's so many women, yours are troopers, who can work through morning sickness, and I also know that there's a lot of women who have no choice, and I get that. I feel so lucky in my life that I was able to take that time off work, and I went back to work in January, and then I was able to tell like my workmates like why I was off, obviously, but they're super understanding. Like, I have a really close workmate, and I told him, and he was like, that's, you know, thank you for letting me know, and you know, it's never a problem, and if you need anything else, like, he's great, he's really understanding. So the morning sickness went away, but I've still had kind of a lot of different symptoms that are just unusual. Symptoms I definitely didn't have with Noah. I felt like I had like a pretty easy pregnancy with him. This is still a very easy pregnancy, but I just feel like the sickness, this baby's also up way higher, way higher, like right underneath my lungs. I haven't been able to breathe. I've had stomach problems since nearly the beginning. Like, I'm suffering a little bit from reflux. I've never had reflux in my life. Ever have had reflux. I've never even taken like a tablet for reflux, and you can take Rennie. They're like an antacid basically. It was so bad last week, I was ill with it. Like, I physically got ill, which I never get sick. I never. Nothing makes me sick. I have to just eat little and regular meals. I had my glucose test, my fasting glucose test last week. Nobody rang me, so I'm presuming I'm all free and clear, that I don't have gestational diabetes. Baby is sitting on my stomach by times. It's a lovely experience now that I'm kind of over the shock of what if I lose this baby and what if something happens. Obviously, you're never out of the woods. Like, pregnancy is such a scary time. Anything can happen at any time. It's just a miracle any of us are even here. I'm doing really well. I feel really good. Other than my back pain, which I'm seeing a physiotherapist for, everything's pretty a-okay. Really looking forward to like my maternity leave. I just can't wait to have this baby. Like I said, I feel like I've been pregnant for a year, because it was a year ago I found out I was pregnant with the baby I lost, and now we're coming into April, and it just feels like, when will I get to hold my baby? We don't know what we're having, and I have been adamant this time not to look at scans or try and like analyze things, like so much so that when we're in our anomaly scan or anatomy scan, whatever you want to call it, I was looking away the entire time because I was just terrified I was going to see something. But I mean, what the hell do I know what I'm looking at? I just feel like when I was pregnant with Noah, I was like, oh, I can see something. definitely see something. I was nearly 99.9% sure he was a boy, but obviously it wasn't confirmed until he was born. It's hard keeping it because I'm just so impatient. And now that we're so close to, like, you know, the baby will be here in the summer, I can hang on for a couple more weeks. But I just feel like I've really, really wanted to know with this baby. Like, I really, really want to know, because I just want to put like an identity to them or something. It's so weird. It seems like, I don't know, maybe like 90% of people do find out now. That's probably like, it's a statistic I pulled out of my head, so don't quote me on that. Most like places you go in to get baby girls or vests or something, they're all like pink or blue, pink or blue, pink or blue. And I'm like, where's all the neutral stuff at? Where's all the yellow stuff? I see Sainsbury's have gorgeous like yellow Winnie the Pooh themed baby girls and stuff, but I mean, unless I'm going to drive to Newry, which might not be a bad idea, just to get some of the bits. Other than that, I'll just maybe buy them and send them to my cousin Dylan. He's in London and I think he's coming home in April. But yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal, but I think if I did know, it would be easier for names and picking out clothes. Names is another thing we're really struggling on this time, because I was dead set sure on Noah for a boy. Like, I even did a video on it and I was like, I'm not naming my top boy name, because I've had Noah picked out since I was, I want to say 13. I used to watch Home and Away. Well, I still watch Home and Away. Home and Away was obviously massive when I was a teenager. Like, they used to like have a television in my school in the study room, which is a massive, massive, massive room, huge, for studying. And they used to have a television in it, and on break time or lunch time they used to have Home and Away on. But anyway, there was a character in it, Noah, and he was with Haley, and I always loved that name. Maybe I was younger than, no, I don't know. Anyway, I've had Noah picked out since I was very, very, very little because of Noah and Home and Away. And so I don't have a follow-on name to go with that. I do like the Hebrew names, like, you know, Elijah, Jacob, all those kind of names I really like. For like girls' names, we don't have anything set in stone. Nothing. Can't think of anything. So I'm trying to think of nice names that go with Noah. And yeah, I don't know, we'll get there. I'm not really that worried. I'm sure when I meet him or her, their name will just come to me. I'm just so excited for Noah to have a sibling as well, because I know it myself, my sister and Dylan, we're just a little pack, the three of us. And with Paddy and his brothers, like, they're so close, and it's lovely just to have a sibling if you're lucky enough to have one. And it's lovely to be able to add another baby to our family. It's just, I feel so blessed, like, that we've gotten this far and everything's been good and the baby's super healthy. And yeah, life is just a miracle. I don't mean to get real deep with you guys, but like, it really is, and I just feel so grateful. Anyway, I'm not going to ramble on too much more, because I think yous are kind of had your fill with my pregnancy announcement. Thank you for watching today's video, and I really hope you enjoyed it, and it's just lovely, refreshing talking to you guys again with some good news. And that I can now kind of bring it into the vlogs as well, so that it's not like a big secret. That chair is so gross. Just get it away. It's just hideous. It's very comfortable, but it just doesn't look the best. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and all your support and your lovely comments and your Instagram messages and your DMs, and just, you are just wonderful people. Thank you. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye.